In this podcast episode, host and guest Mark Manson delve into the realities of personal growth, productivity, relationships, and life choices in your 20s and 30s. They explore the challenges of managing opportunity and ambition, the complexities of content creation, the evolving nature of friendships and relationships, and the importance of health and lifestyle habits. Mark shares his personal experiences, lessons learned from his career, and his path to maturity, as well as insights on legacy, love, and self-development in a rapidly changing cultural landscape. Mark reflects on the sudden rise to fame following his book The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck, emphasizing the overwhelming demand and offers that flooded his life. He admits to handling this poorly at first, succumbing to a scarcity mindset and saying yes to many ventures out of fear they might never come again. This led to burnout and overcommitment. Over time, he learned the importance of discerning which opportunities align with personal happiness and long-term goals, recognizing that every stage in a career presents new shiny objects that may not be beneficial. Saying no and setting clear boundaries became indispensable skills that must be relearned repeatedly as one advances. Unlike earlier phases where Mark identified simply as an author, he now understands his core business as audience building. Books are just one monetization avenue among many, but not necessarily the most efficient in the long run. He expresses interest in leveraging his audience as distribution for business partnerships or investments with long-term upside, rather than constantly creating new content from scratch. Discussing content strategy, Mark conceptualizes it as the overlap between topics he is passionate about and what his audience wants. To maintain creative sanity, he occasionally produces content solely for personal joy, even if it doesn't resonate widely or perform well algorithmically. Mark candidly talks about how his unhealthy habits from youth caught up to him in his 30s, compelling him to take health seriously. He contrasts youthful recklessness with the harder reality of aging, where hangovers and poor sleep have tangible negative effects on productivity and training. His decision to stop drinking alcohol permanently was initially to lose weight, but yielded broader benefits including better sleep, mood stability, and increased strength. Despite these upgrades, he admits ongoing struggles with consistency in diet and exercise, highlighting the continuous nature of lifestyle discipline. The conversation turns to the difficulty of maintaining deep friendships amid busy adult lives. Both Mark and the host agree that friendship requires conscious effort, especially when balancing career demands, travel, and intimate relationships. The loss of incidental social interactions, once facilitated by workplaces or social gatherings, has made sustaining bonds tougher than in the past. Friendships now demand deliberate scheduling and investment. The dynamics further complicate when one's partner does not mesh well with friends or vice versa, affecting social opportunities. Yet spending quality time with genuine friends is invaluable for emotional support and mental well-being. Mark shares his journey from being a commitment-averse playboy to entering a serious relationship and eventually marriage. He describes the ease and lack of insecurity with his wife as a hallmark of their bond, differentiating it from earlier, more tumultuous relationships. The decision to marry was anxiety-inducing, but ultimately came down to a conscious choice rather than certainty about the future. Mark's stepmother's pragmatic advice encapsulated this. Marriage is about deciding to make it work, not predicting forever. He advocates for the idea that healthy relationships require ongoing effort and continuous choice from both partners. The episode highlights the importance of developing relationship skills early on, warning against delaying romantic experience until career goals are fully met. Mark emphasizes that communication, conflict resolution, and understanding expectations cannot be fast-tracked. They must be learned through practice over time. Moreover, having a supportive partner can catalyze growth in other life areas by offering counsel, holding one accountable, and fostering healthier habits. This interdependence challenges the notion that career and relationships must be sequential priorities rather than parallel pursuits. Mark comments on how the self-help and personal growth space has evolved, becoming far more targeted at specific demographics compared to the more generalized, fluffy advice of the past. He observes two dominant audiences emerging: middle-aged women, and younger men, each approaching self-help for different cultural and psychological reasons. The struggles of millennial women who were promised having it all but face compromises, and young men navigating identity in a culture often hostile to traditional masculinity, shape the content that resonates today. Personal development messaging now requires nuanced packaging tailored by age, gender, and life stage. Both Mark and the host discuss the value and risks of being an idiot in youth, trying things, making mistakes, partying, that contribute to self-discovery and establishing personal limits. Mark links much of his book's authenticity to lessons learned from his own decades of reckless living, underscoring that finding one's values often means pushing boundaries early. Yet, they caution about the costs of excess and the importance of dialing back as maturity and responsibilities grow, noting that many young people today take fewer risks and seek safer, healthier lifestyle choices. The conversation touches on how the 30s bring a shift toward thinking about legacy and lasting impact, rather than short-term thrills. Mark describes this as a decade of building something sustainable that one's older self will be proud of. This reflection fuels focus and discipline, guiding career choices and personal development toward enduring meaning. For Mark, leaving a positive impact through honest, evidence-based personal growth content has become his core mission. Similarly, family and the idea of raising children offer transformative purpose, changing perspectives on importance and priorities. They both acknowledge a cultural moment, emphasizing the challenge of maintaining friendships as adults. Shifts in work patterns, family growth, frequent moves, and digital distractions have eroded casual connectivity. This makes social life more transactional and less spontaneous, requiring intention to nurture deep bonds. The pandemic accentuated this trend, bringing friendship and social connection struggles into sharper focus. Recognizing this gap, Mark stresses the therapeutic and mood-boosting benefits of real friendships, even if hard to maintain. Mark's content success is attributed largely to his authenticity on camera and in writing, being himself rather than mimicking others. He highlights a creative tension today where many creators copy trending formats, resulting in homogeneous content. To counter this, he experiments with intentionally suboptimal choices to stand out and be memorable. This pursuit of genuine voice is critical for long-term audience engagement and creative fulfillment, especially in crowded digital spaces. The episode touches on the impact of parenthood, with Mark noting conversations with friends who have children and how raising a family imparts a profound sense of responsibility. This external focus often drives adults to shed trivial concerns and develop maturity at an accelerated pace. Parenthood is portrayed as a powerful catalyst for personal growth, forcing a reprioritization toward supporting and protecting others rather than following solely self-interest. Mark frames his current career in terms of distribution and partnership, rather than chasing additional book deals or ventures requiring intense sweat equity. He values strategic investments and collaborations, offering shared ownership and long-term growth over launching fresh startups himself. This approach embodies a seasoned, efficient mindset that balances income generation with personal energy and interest, allowing for lifestyle freedom and aligning work to sustainable business models.